It's a beautiful day in Blaine, Minnesota. 82 degrees outside as we bring you inside the Super Rink for today's matchup between the Amarillo Wranglers and the New Hampshire Mountain Kings. Hi everyone, I'm Chiarenza calling tonight's game for you all, and this is going to be a fun one as two teams that have never met before in Amarillo and New Hampshire face off today. Starting lineups being announced here in Blaine. Super Rink, rink number 3. 4 rinks, a lot of action happening at the same time. This is the second slate of games here on day 3 from the showcase. Wrapping up here earlier was Rochester and Fairbanks, where the Ice Dogs came away with a late win, 2-1. Goal scored with about 30 seconds left in that game for them to win. We'll see Fairbanks tomorrow as the Wranglers take on the Ice Dogs on day 4 for their final game here in Blaine. For New Hampshire, it is their final contest here this week as the Mountain Kings are looking to try and salvage the trip and pick up a win. They have yet to win one here in Blaine. National Anthem, we'll come back in just a moment. We are all set and ready to go from Blaine, Minnesota, where the Wranglers meet the Mountain Kings on day 3 of the North American Hockey League Showcase. Chiarenza here for today's starting goaltenders. For New Hampshire, number 30, Sam Scopa gets the start between the pipes. It's his second appearance of the season as he stopped 34 out of 38 shots on Thursday in a 4-1 loss to Austin. And for the Wranglers, making his season debut and his Wranglers debut, number 33, Will Lubomov. I've been excited to see him get between the pipes. Looked very strong in training camp. And with Little Caesars under-18 club last season, he posted a .925 save percentage as he's fired up for his first start in the North American Hockey League. Starting for the Wranglers, Andrew Morton with Trace Day and Morley Phillips on defense. 2-2 Fotheringham back in the lineup paired with Will Sinclair. For the Mountain Kings, it's going to be Ollie Genest with Michael Solominski, Tommy McDonough, Kim Hilmerson, and taking the draw is Alex Gellar. Puck is dropped and we're underway for day 3. Sinclair off the faceoff, pounds it down. Out of the cage to play it is Scopa. Wranglers throw a thunderous hit on the far side. That's 2-2 Fotheringham, slamming down Genest to the ground. He gets up and he takes offense to it. Mountain Kings get the puck as they will move out to the neutral zone. At least they wanted to. Wranglers hemming them in for the moment as Hilmerson at his own line flags it down. Tommy McDonough will pitch it down and the Mountain Kings will get their first change. Wranglers with it deep in their own end. Fotheringham still out there from the far corner, paddles it behind his own net for Sinclair. Mountain Kings applying some pressure here as Jake Hutchin is there on the forecheck for New Hampshire. Tries to throw a check on Sinclair in the near corner, but Will Sinclair, steady on his feet, is able to move the puck back out to the neutral zone, where it'll be fielded by Jack McDonald. McDonald goes down at the Wrangler blue line, sliding towards the goal, gets the puck back and misses a shot on net. Lubomov might have gotten a piece of that. And on a quick opportunity for New Hampshire, the Wranglers are able to put a stop to that. Puck is played with the high stick in the neutral zone by the Wranglers. Mountain Kings touch it first, so play rolls on. Sal Serrato with it deep in his own end. Slides it quickly forward to the neutral zone for Corson McGuire, the hero in yesterday's game, scoring the go-ahead goal for a 2-1 win with just 13 seconds left against the Maryland Black Bears. Puck rolls back down to Lubomov. He'll leave it for Serrato with his head up. Stretch pass off the stick of Gerhard goes deep into Mountain King territory. And Scopa will deal it over towards the far side wall. Coming down is Andre Peshek. Make that Carl Jacobson dancing towards the goal. Tries to jam it in. Serrato is there, and he scores! Sal Serrato picks up a juicy rebound and puts it upstairs for the opening score. 1 minute and 57 seconds into the contest. Good play by Carl Jacobson to keep the puck in the attacking zone. Get a chance on goal, driving towards the net. And Sal Serrato is there between the circles for the rebound to go top shelf on Scopa for the game's first goal. That's Serrato's second goal of the season. Jacobson picks up point number 3. And the Wranglers are off and running. We'll see how the Mountain Kings respond here. Currently in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. Won big on day 1, 7-1 over Danbury, and then haven't been able to piece things together since. They look to end their 5-game losing skid here in Blaine, as this is their final day here at the Showcase. Mountain Kings in deep. Centering pass is picked off by Andre Peshek, wearing number 89 for the Wranglers tonight. As there's a battle for it in the corner. Squeaks free to Hayden Hedquist, who re-enters the lineup for his second game as a Wrangler. And now we get a stoppage with 17:32 left in the first period. And it looks like Hedquist is headed towards the penalty box trying to argue his case, but it looks like he's going to need a better lawyer. He'll sit for a moment, and the Mountain Kings will get the game's first power play. So New Hampshire surrenders the first goal in the opening 2 minutes, but they have a chance now here on the man advantage to get to work and score. The Mountain Kings power play operating at about 20% right now, 7th best in the league on the young season. As New Hampshire looks to get things started. Hilmerson over to McDonough, the left side, filters it towards the middle. Nice block by Ashton Breyer to direct it wide of the goal mouth. Players jockey for it in the near corner, and now the Wranglers get a clear on a soft tap out to the neutral zone. So if you're the Mountain Kings, you got to be thinking right now, you got a young starting goaltender in Will Lubomov making his first North American Hockey League start. We'll see how much they test him here early on. I feel like the more Lubomov plays in this game, the more he'll settle in. And that's when he'll be at his best as the Mountain Kings work in deep. Now up to the left point is McDonough. At the line, they exchange with the D and now move it towards the right circle for a backhand try by Hilmerson. Wranglers shutting it down for the moment. And get a clear there from the near corner. Under a minute left to go on the sentence to Hedquist, as he's currently in the middle of a 2-minute high sticking penalty. Chiarenza pitches it towards the left side. Puck squeaks up into the air as Golja settles it down and pounds it into the Wrangler end. Sinclair off the far wall and all the way down for a clear. Sends it down to Scopa, who's able to evade the Wrangler forecheck and pitch it towards the near side wall, although Golja and company seeing that Wrangler pressure that we've seen this season so far on the penalty kill that has been giving power plays fits, hemming them in their own end. Golja escapes, enters on the right side, backhands it down behind the net. As the Mountain Kings trying to set up shop, the Wranglers aren't making it easy on them. Duhon at the left point, moves it to the left side, comes back to Duhon, escapes some pressure and turns it over at the blue line. There's Cole Robertson moving down the right side, gets caught up to by Chiarenza. The Mountain Kings get the puck back, but the Wranglers have successfully killed off the sentence to Hedquist. 15-10 left in the first period. We're back to even strength. As McDonald gains the red line, now Wrangler blue. Goes off the leg of Skeltons and down in deep. Centering pass there, the Mountain Kings with a try. And Lubomov makes a big stop. Now up ahead, it's Aiden Drez. Trying to race and keep up with the puck at the blue line with a little help from his friends. He's got it. Backhands it to the right side for Serrato, a shot. And the rebound just off the stick of Connor Patton, who re-enters the lineup here this afternoon. Mountain Kings turn up ice. Stomping at the right half wall, they move it up to the line. They'll go for a shot. Lubomov the save. Juggled it for a moment, but he hangs on for a whistle with 14:32 left in the first period. Both teams take this opportunity to get a change. Morton will take the draw on the far circle of his own end. Mountain Kings win it from the right point. A shot goes off a stick and wide of the goal. Pops out in the near corner. Wranglers trying to get a piece of it. It's a board battle. Morton does a nice job of kicking it over to Breyer, who will lift it out to the neutral zone and a little bit more. Back down deep into the Mountain Kings zone. No icing as Phillips throws a check on Hilmerson. Those two spar for a moment as New Hampshire regains possession. As Genest will pop it off the near side wall and in deep. Centering feed goes astray. Intended for Genest. Was behind him as Trace Day has the puck at center ice. Wranglers with a 1-0 lead off of Sal Serrato's second goal of the season. That first one was a bit of a headline one as he scored with less than a second left in overtime to beat Colorado 2-1 last Saturday. As New Hampshire enters on the right side, puck slips down below the goal line. Picking up there is Cole Ronick. He works up the wall, tries to toss it down deeper, but getting in the way was Crew Hannes, and now the Mountain Kings trying to set up a play there between the circles, but the Wranglers get back into position defensively to nip that in the bud. Crew Hannes is playing in the WHL with Seattle, and most recently Medicine Hat. Playing in his second game as a Wrangler, wearing number 16 this week. As McGuire taps it off the far side boards, down low behind Scopa. Solominski to his D partner McDonough, excuse me. And the Mountain Kings can't set up shop in the Wranglers' end. As Amarillo has possession, Mil Skeltons, the Latvian, evades some pressure, backhands it to his D partner Fotheringham, and the Wranglers look to break out. Here's McGuire over the blue line, right side shot, kick save, rebound gets thrown into the slot. Nobody home, but the Wranglers keep it in the zone. Duhan with it now. Quick pass to McDonald, and the Mountain Kings enter on the rush. Looking for the trailer, goes off a stick, and the Wranglers have it. They'll go the other way as Hannes with it on the right wing. Delays for a moment, picks his head up, looks for a trailer. Play goes into the near side boards, and now into the corner. McGuire tries to center it, goes off a leg, back into the corner. And now the Mountain Kings with possession will try and lift it out. And they'll just skate it over. McGuire with the puck right back on the attack. Moves it to the right wing for Aleslav. Save made by Scopa, kicking out the pad. And he gets a glove on it to make the stop and get the whistle with 11:38 left in the first. The Wranglers knocking on the door there, trying to get that second goal of the game. Sam Scopa able to deny them that. Wranglers win the draw. Breyer from the line flutters one towards the goal. Scopa kicks that away. The Mountain Kings want to escape any more heat and get it out to center, but here come the Wranglers. Andre Peshik driving towards the net. Puck is slapped up to the left point where Serrato keeps it in. Mountain Kings get in the way of that and turn up ice. Perron tries to go around Serrato. Breyer is there to help out defensively, and the Wranglers chop the puck back out to the neutral zone and a little bit more as it trickles into the Mountain King zone. Serrato on the right side wall takes a shot. It's blocked between the circles by Poirier, and the Mountain Kings send it on its way to the Wranglers zone. Amarillo now with it at the left point as Pesek taps it to the neutral zone. Mountain Kings forced to reset. Rosenoff has it tumble off his stick, and now Solominski enters at the left point. He'll blast it around towards the far side, where Rosenoff is there to claim it. Serrato with something to say about that. Pitches it over to Drez, and on an errant pass, the puck escapes the zone. It comes back to Mountain King territory. Year 2 for the Mountain Kings. Last season, missed the playoffs with a record of 20, 35, and 5, just 45 points on the season. They're looking for a better year here in year 2, but so far off to a rocky start, 1-5. As they try and change that here against one of the hottest teams in the league, the 5-0 Amarillo Wranglers. Sinclair from the red line, on goal, stopped by Scopa. Play keeps rolling as Tommy McDonough has the puck on his stick. He'll rumble down the left wing wall. He'll gain center ed and pitch one towards Lubomov. A bouncing puck is settled down by the young netminder, and he'll hold with 9:51 left in the first. Draw to the right of Lubomov. Ronick will step in to take it against Morton, and he wins it. Cacciarelli slides it over towards the right side. Centering feed broken up by the Wranglers. Morley Phillips will hack it back out to the neutral zone of the Mountain Kings, excuse me. Will reset and reload. Ronick with it. Flying down the near side wall, gets his pocket picked, and the Wranglers go on the attack. Morton is there doing the dirty work on the forecheck. Slams a man into the corner and gets it to Morley Phillips. He'll pop out on the far side. Get it up top for Serrato, a shot. And that is sticked away by Scopa. And out of play with 9:15 left in the first. Shot count so far this afternoon, Amarillo 8, New Hampshire 5. Both teams getting opportunities at both ends. Lubomov seems to be settling into this game. Pretty good start. Not too many quality opportunities for New Hampshire. I could think of maybe 2 if I recall, but so far Lubomov excellent in net for the Wranglers. On the left side, Poirier gets caught up to with a pack of Wranglers in the corner, and now Amarillo able to pop it out to the neutral zone. It's flagged down by the glove of Duhan. McGuire loses his stick, and we get a whistle for a hand pass with 8:56 left in the first. It will be a neutral zone draw on the near side of the Mountain Kings zone. Or I guess I should say the Mountain Kings blue line. You know, it catches up to you when you do so many games in so little days. But it's a lot of fun here at the North American Hockey League Showcase. Always great to see some faces that you normally wouldn't see, people outside your division. As earlier I saw Kyle Canillo, the broadcaster for the Rochester Americans, who fell to the Ice Dogs earlier here as the Mountain Kings go on the attack. Wranglers will see the Ice Dogs tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Kings move it towards the right side wall. Is at the line, keeping it in for a shot there. Mountain Kings trying to get something going. Number 15 taking that shot for New Hampshire at Hanscom. As Amarillo able to roll out to center. Making a move as McGuire will cut towards the net. McGuire, a shot, and he scores! Corson McGuire makes it 2-0 Wranglers. Picking up right where he left off, going top shelf for the score. McGuire sneakily able to slip by the defense, created some separation, made it one-on-one with Scopa. And he continues his hot streak to start the year. He now has a 5-game point streak going, dating back to the second game of the season against Oklahoma. And he now leads the Wranglers in scoring with 7 points on the year. And what a season so far it's been for Corson McGuire. Started last year with the Wranglers. Ended up going to the Ogden Mustangs of the NCDC for the second half of the season. And now he rejoins the Wranglers this year, and he's on a mission. And you're seeing a little bit of that here this weekend as Peshek from the high slot takes a shot, rips it over the net, and the rebound pops out into the near corner. Peshek keeps it at the line, moves it over to Hedquist for a shot. Scope of the save, it goes off the end wall. Scramble for it there. The Mountain Kings able to settle it down and get it to the neutral zone. As from the red line, Solominski will pound it in. Takes a weird bounce off that far corner wall. And luckily for the Wranglers, into their own grasp, as Lubomov thought it was going to go behind the net like it usually does. As Drez tries to split the D. Looking for a penalty. He's not going to get one. Casciarelli enters the Wranglers zone, drops off for Hilmerson, tries to rip a shot away, but catching up to him nicely was Robertson. 2-on-1 here, Skelton's with Drez. Drez a shot, and it goes up and over the goal. Scopa might have gotten a piece of that with the blocker. And now whistles blow with 6:43 left in the first. Players converge on the far side wall. They will separate them there, although it looks like no penalty to be had yet. Although our 4-man officiating crew comes together at the blue line to discuss the situation. And out of that discussion, the face-off moves over towards the near side of the neutral zone, right on the Mountain King blue line. At the dot, it'll be Gelhar against Morton, the Mountain King, the victor, as Hanscom has it deep in his zone end, tries to twirl it out to the neutral zone, and does. Serrano moves it D to D for Breyer, who will launch it off the stick of Phillipson and deep. Coming out of his net to play it was Scopa. Phillips on the attack, makes a steal. Phillips a backhand shot, stopped by Scopa. Rebound comes to Morton. Up top, it's Breyer. Can't settle the puck down at the line. Forced to reset in the neutral zone. He will send it diagonally towards the near side corner, as the Mountain Kings will get a lay of the land and think about what they want to do for their next move. Head coach for the Mountain Kings, Cam Robichaud, dueling this afternoon against Taylor Harnett, head coach of the Wranglers, as a pass there is broken up by Breyer. Mountain Kings see the puck go the other way and quickly put an end to it at the red line as Solominski from the right side takes a shot wide of the goal. Now up to the left point, it's McDonough to the middle. Shot there is turned aside by Breyer and Lubomov. As we get a whistle out of a scrum on the near side wall and a puck battle with 5:30 left in the first. And it looks like the Wranglers are going to have their first power play opportunity of the afternoon. Taking a seat for New Hampshire is Kim Hilmerson. And Amarillo will get to work on the power play. 2 minutes for interference to number 64 in white. Puts the Wranglers on the power play. And at this point in time, power play needs a little bit of juice for the Wranglers, operating at just about 5%. But you got to think about the small sample size to start the season. But for the Wranglers, as good as they've been, this is something where they'd like to get it jump-started. As at the left side, Daya shot off the face-off win. And it goes off a stick and out of play. For the Mountain Kings, you can pretty much say the same thing about their penalty kill. 79.2% the average. It's 30th best in the league, so areas for improvement on these aspects of special teams for both sides, and hey, no better place to find a solution than at the showcase. Draw to the right of Scopa. Wranglers with it. Gerhard from the left point. Settles it down for a moment, moves it to Serrato. Now back to Gerhard. He'll creep down the wall. Back up to Serrato. He turns it to the left side for Day. To Gerhard from the circle. He'll button hook at the half wall. Stop at the point and move it down low for McGuire. Back to Gerhard. Shot there is swallowed up by Scopa, and he'll hold with 4:58 left in the period. 1:29 remaining on the Wrangler power play. So some good puck movement there for the Wranglers, but the Mountain Kings doing a really good job of forcing the Wranglers to that far side wall, making things difficult for Gerhard, who seemed to be kind of quarterbacking things there to do exactly what he wanted to do. Who ended up just taking that shot from the left side anyway. McGuire now wins the faceoff on the left side. Day to Gerhard at the half wall. Now back up top for Day. They'll move it to the right side for Serrato. Now down beneath the circle, it's Hannes. He'll drift up the wall and into the high slot. Through Hannes to Serrato at the line. Now over to the left point for Gerhard. Back to Serrato. Exchanges with Day in the high slot. They'll trade places. Day cuts towards the middle for a shot. That rings iron. It goes off the crossbar and stays out. And now we get a stoppage with exactly 1 minute left on the power play. 4:30 left in the first. I believe that puck went out of play off the ricochet, off the crossbar. So Trace Day looking for his second goal of the season there. Excuse me, make that his third. Just inches off the mark. Wranglers with it as Sinclair walks the line. Pushes it toward the right side for Skeltons. Now down low, it's Drez. Up to the line for Sinclair. Now to the left for Jacobson. Jacobson to the right side. Drez at the circle. Takes a shot, and it screeches through the goal mouth and out to the other side. Jacobson back over to the right side for Skeltons. Now up top, Sinclair, a bomb. That's fought off by Scopa and held in by Jacobson. At the left point, the Swedish forward moves it to the Latvian on the right side. Skelton's the shot, and that is eaten up by Scopa as well with 3:55 left in the opening frame. So some good puck movement for the Wranglers there. Getting a couple shots. You see those two D-men, Skeltons and Sinclair, manning the line and taking chances. Got to give credit to Sam Scopa there for reading it all the way and making a pair of saves to keep it a 2-goal game. Now McGuire and that first unit back out there for the Wranglers. They take the face-off. Mountain Kings win this one and get it out to the neutral zone. Gerhard will collect it from his own end. Maybe one last chance here on the power play for the Wranglers as time dwindles down. Day cuts towards the middle, now bounces to the outside. Up to the right point, he finds Serrato. Over to the left for Gerhard. Now down low, McGuire with it. Wranglers rotate back towards the near side as Hannes has it. Knifes his way towards the middle for a shot that's blocked. Rebound, McGuire, and it goes high and wide. Rebound comes to Hannes, centering feet for Day, and the one-timer rolled off his stick. Wranglers still with it. McGuire up to the right point for Serrato. Wanted to move it down low. Pass is intercepted and chucked into the rafters. To stop time with 3:12 left in the opening frame. And the Mountain Kings have killed off the penalty, so both teams 0 for 1 on the power play to start action here this afternoon. Tanner Ankle against Carl Jacobson at the dot. Mountain Kings possess. They'll roll out to the right wing. Pump it towards the middle for Perron. Goes around Sinclair, but only for a moment, as the former Pueblo Bull sends him into the near corner, and the Wranglers, with a little muscle, try to get it out, but it looks like the Mountain Kings still have it. As Perron doing a nice job of hanging on to the puck there. Swings it towards the near corner. Now the Wranglers are able to jar it into the Mountain Kings zone. It's Pesek doing all the work there. slams a man in the near corner. That's Poirier. He gets the puck to Jacobson. Now Sinclair from the right side, a shot, and a glove save is made by Scopa with 2:35 left in the first. Do apologize if it's sometimes hard to see what's on the near side wall. There's a lot of fans in attendance here, and unfortunately, even though I'm standing on a chair, that is my blind spot, so kind of tough to describe. I'll do my best for you, but on that last sequence, it looked like Sinclair had directed the Mountain Kings into the near corner and then trying to get it out. Perron was able to hang on to the puck, and then Pesek was able to get into the attacking zone. Skeltons will bury it down deep for Phillips. Behind the net, Morton tries to backhand it back up towards the near side, but the Mountain Kings able to get a stick on it and twist it into the Wranglers' end. Phillips passes it towards the far side for Hedquist. Now up ahead, it's Morton with speed. Andrew Morton tries to go around Solominski, but the Mountain King defenseman stands tall and dumps it out to the neutral zone. Wranglers back on the attack as Morton tried to get a stick on it. Looks like he did to negate the icing. Mountain Kings feeling some pressure here. Almost turn it over. Lurking is Morton. New Hampshire catches up to it just in time as Hone will move it over to Tommy McDonough. Up ahead now, the Mountain Kings enter. Down the middle. Hone couldn't rip a shot away. It goes behind Lubomov. Mountain Kings keep the puck for a centering feed that is behind the intended receiver, and the Wranglers go the other way. Phillips, a shot. Excuse me, that's blocked by Bossy. Rebound goes towards the far side wall, excuse me. And Serrato claims it on the right side, moves it towards the middle, goes off a couple of bodies and into the near side corner, while New Hampshire will help it out towards center ice. As we approach the final minute of the first period, Wranglers with a 2-0 lead with goals from Serrato and McGuire to open play here this afternoon. Hilmerson from the near side corner. Throws a check on Tristan Poor, making his Wranglers debut. Puck rolls back out to center. Mountain Kings try and catch up to it. That's Ollie Janest, directed into the near corner by Breyer. Hilmerson up to the right side for a shot there that goes wide. Mountain Kings race to try and keep it in. Hanscom, does. And now long toss to Drez is on the money. Drez towards the goal. Backhand shot, and stopping it is Scopa. Oh, that was very close to being a potential offside. They let the play go. And a brilliant chance there for Aiden Drez. Similar to what we saw yesterday in his goal against Maryland. And now a stoppage and a penalty forthcoming with 17.6 left as everybody finds a dance partner in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. A hit was thrown. Bodies converge. And our four-man officiating crew will try and separate all this, although it looks like it's both of the linesmen doing the dirty works. The two referees look on. Probably discuss what kind of penalty or sentence is going to be handed out after this. There's a Wrangler without his bucket. And that's 2-2 Fotheringham. He'll get it back, put it back on, and we'll see what we have out of all this. So doors to both boxes are open. Sinclair will take a seat, and a Mountain King as well. As for New Hampshire, we'll see who that is in just a moment. That's Alex Gellar. And so it looks like we are headed to 4-on-4 action here at the showcase. So Sinclair gets 2 for holding. Gellar gets 2 for roughing. And so far, that is the only sentences that have been handed out here. Take this opportunity to thank our great sponsors in the Texas Panhandle: Austin Hose, Coca-Cola, Budweiser, Contagion Athletics, just to name a few. Part of our great partners that help the world go round, as we look forward to seeing everyone for the home opener on October 25th against Colorado. Let's pack the bullpen and make it loud in there, as the Wranglers have been on the road for quite a long time, and they'll be on the road for a lot longer as the road trip continues. 4-on-4 here. Final 10 seconds of the first period. Wranglers just trying to get it out of their zone, and they do. Serrano with speed enters the Mountain Kings zone. But not enough time here as the first period runs out of time with the Wranglers leading 2-0 through 20 minutes of play. Coming up next from Blaine, the first intermission report brought to you by Bubba's 33 off of I-40. Go check them out during the intermission, go get some food, and then come back and join us for the first intermission report brought to you by Bubba's. We'll recap all the events of the first period, look at our in-house scoreboard as there's a lot of action going on in the North American Hockey League, and we'll also take a look at what's to come in period number 2. All that and a whole lot more here at the North American Hockey League Showcase from Blaine, Minnesota. We'll be back in just a few. welcome back to Blaine, as after one period of play, the Wranglers have a 2-0 lead over the Mountain Kings. I'll tell you how that happened. As opening the scoring, minute and 57 seconds into the game, Sal Serrato picks up his second goal of the season and wastes no time scoring here today. As Jacobson powered towards the net, was denied by Scopa, and then the rebound came to Serrato between the circles, and he ripped a shot upstairs for the score and his second goal of the season to make it 1-0 Wranglers. Then it was Corson McGuire getting back on the score sheet, now on a 5-game point streak from Gerhard and Skeltons to make it a 2-0 game with 11:55 left in the first for McGuire. Man, what a tear he has been on. That is his third goal of the season, his 7th point overall. And he's registered a point in every single game since the Wranglers' second contest against Oklahoma on September 14th. So McGuire initially starts the season last year with the Wranglers, ends up leaving for the Ogden Mustangs about midway through the season, sometime around December. Then comes back to the Wranglers for training camp. Saw Corson for the first time at training camp, and I said, wow, I'm really happy to see you back. And he says, well, I'm happy to be back. And he was looking for big things here in year 2 with the Wranglers, and it's been great for him. He's really showing what he's all about. Happy to see him producing at a high rate for the Wranglers. Leads the club in scoring with 7 points, and now leads the club, or is tied for the club lead in goals with Aiden Drez at 3. So for the Wranglers, who to this point have been searching for more goals, they've on a 5-game win streak, but they'd like to see more goals scored as the overall team defense is playing at a really high level. We'll talk about that more as the game goes on, but wanted to see a little bit more scoring. Well, McGuire is giving them just that, and he's taken a huge leap from year 1 to year 2, and it's been so fun to see him grow as a player. And he comes up big there for the goal here, and then last night he was the hero with 13 seconds left to score and give the Wranglers the regulation win over Maryland. So that's the scoring story so far. We'll start the second period with 1 minute and 43 seconds of 4-on-4 play. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. New Hampshire getting their first chance. Seemed like right after Serrato had scored. Could capitalize on that opportunity. Then the Wranglers had a chance later on. They couldn't score on the power play. And so special teams not a factor there in the first period. We'll see if that becomes a factor in the second. After 1 period to play, the shot count, look at this, 16-5 in favor of the Wranglers. And so similar to what we saw yesterday with the Wranglers against the Black Bears, where the Black Bears outshot the Wranglers by a wide margin in the second and third periods, will the Wranglers come roaring back here today against the Mountain Kings, put up 16 shots in the first, as Amarillo put up 2 on the board. And Sam Scopa has looked pretty good for New Hampshire. Looks like he's settled into the game after a little bit of a rocky start with a Serrato goal, but he did come up with some big saves to keep the Wranglers from maybe making this a 4-0 game. And so to this point, he stopped 14 of 16. And for Will Lubomov in his first start in the North American Hockey League, getting a lot of help from his defense, hasn't really been tested a whole lot. The Mountain Kings seemingly trying to develop those big plays, and it seems like they're getting close to do it. They're almost doing it, and then something goes astray. The Wranglers defense able to slip back in and break up an opportunity and really making things easy for Lubomov in his first start. And so I think that's really good for Lubomov, that his defense is helping him out. Not because he's a bad goaltender or anything. I actually think he's going to be really good for the Wranglers. He's very young. He's got a lot of upside, but I think in a big game like this with a lot of eyes at the showcase, a lot of scouts in the building, a lot of coaches, a lot of colleagues, sometimes the pressure can get to you. Now, Will Lubomov, he's an egg that will not crack. That guy is locked in 24/7, but I think in an environment like this, in a game like this, I think it was good for Lubomov to get a little help from his defense there and just be limited to 5 shots on goal and really help him ease into his first North American Hockey League game. And if the pace does pick up from here, I expect Lubomov to be sharp because he's gotten some reps under his belt here in the first period. He's been tested a little bit. And we'll look to catch fire from here. Of course, the goalie making headlines for the Wranglers over the last 2 weeks has been Charlie Zolan, who's been phenomenal. But for Will Lubomov, spent last season with the Little Caesars 18 and under club. Had an I-25 save percentage there. And for Lubomov, he's only 18, 2006 birth year. So you got to think if he can get some good reps here this year and really adjust to the North American Hockey League style of play, especially in the South Division, he could be a force to be reckoned with here for years to come with the Wranglers. And so happy to see him get his first start between the pipes for Amarillo this afternoon. A lot of scores going on here at the showcase. A couple more games going on. We'll talk about them when we come back on the first intermission report, brought to you by Bubba's 33 off of I-40. So go grab something from Bubba's. We'll be back in a moment here from Blaine. A lot of action happening right here around the Super Rink in Blaine. Day 3 from the North American Hockey League Showcase. For some teams like New Hampshire, this is their final day here. 3 games in 4 days, unlike the previous 4 games in 4 days. Easy for me to say. That experience, that is over. Now it's 3 and 4, so some teams play 3 in a row from day 1 to day 3. For the case of New Hampshire, the Wranglers started on day 2, so we'll see them in action tomorrow against Fairbanks at 9 a.m. Central, an early riser. So that'll be fun. But let's check in some scores from around the showcase before we start second period action. As Anchorage takes down New Jersey 4-2. Former Wrangler Alex Papaspropoulos with 2 goals for New Jersey in that game, but it's not enough as they fall to the Wolverines. Elmira picks up a 5-4 overtime victory against the Minnesota Wilderness. Lone Star Brahmas blank the Nordiques 3-0. Maine comes up empty-handed there. And Maryland beats El Paso 4-3. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs, we'll see tomorrow, beat the Junior Americans from Rochester 2-1. New Mexico falls to Philadelphia 4-3. Kenai River beats the Danbury Hat Tricks 5-1. The Northeast Generals take care of business against the Odessa Jackalopes 5-1. And then a couple other games going on around the league. You can check that out on NAHL.com or download the North American Hockey League app and check it out for yourselves. As we bring you back to our game here from rink number 1, Wranglers and the Mountain Kings getting set to battle here in the second period. Wranglers up 2-0. We'll have some open space to start period number 2. Some 4-on-4 action as Sinclair's in the box for the Wranglers. And in for New Hampshire is Alex Gelhar for the next minute and 43 seconds. So we'll see if either side is able to capitalize on the open space. Now, the Wranglers are a team that likes to play with speed. So we'll see if this is to their benefit. And if they can make the most of this opportunity. As the Wranglers will skate from right to left. The Mountain Kings from left to right. Here in the second period. Puck is dropped, and away we go for the second period here in Blaine. Mountain Kings possess in their own end. Wranglers able to swindle it away in the neutral zone. Day with it. Trying to drive forward. Mountain Kings put an end to that. And here they go on the left side. It's Janest for a shot. Wide of Lubomov. Held in by Casciarelli. He'll dip it down towards the near side half wall where players come together for the puck. Hilmerson loses it for a moment. And now the Wranglers step in and possess as Gerhard has it from his own end. Gerhard through the neutral zone. Enters on the right side. Stops at the circle. Throws it to the middle for Day. Day forehand try. And that's stopped by Scopa. Brilliant chance there. Gerhard and Day combining for the opportunity. But Sam Scopa putting on a show here this afternoon, despite his team being down by 2. It's a good look there for the stop. Now here come the Mountain Kings as Rosenhoff goes behind the goal. Shadowed by Hedquist. Nice defensive play from number 14 in blue. Puck squeaks free to the middle. Solominski a drive, and it goes off the post. Mountain Kings were just inches away from getting their first of the game. Everybody clustered over on the far side wall, left Solominski all alone for the chance. Here come the Mountain Kings cross ice. But a pass is broken up by Hedquist nicely. What a shift he's having. Mountain Kings with advantage here in the open space. As on the right side, it's Rosenhoff. Dip towards the middle, try and split the D. Rosenhoff forced towards the outside as we're back to even strength. Day chops at the puck and forces a steal. Rumbles to the neutral zone, gains the red line, and drops it back down to Scopa as the Wranglers get a partial change. Drez banks it off the near wall to Skeltons as the Wranglers get set to reload on the attack. It seemed like that open space benefited New Hampshire to open the period. A couple of good chances there, but came inches away from scoring their first of the afternoon for the Iron Unkind. Now Solominski gains the red line, tries to blast it in, goes onto the tape of Skeltons. He'll gain center red and lob it off the end wall where New Hampshire will collect it. Wranglers get it back. As the puck glides towards the middle, Robertson trying to settle down a jumping puck. Forced to the outside, and now the Wranglers will roll it behind the net, and New Hampshire will throw a high toss to the neutral zone where it's flagged down by Hone. Skeltons beats him out to the puck and swings out on the right wing and off the wall. Wanted Poor up ahead, but the pass did not connect. Now the other way, Hone back in deep. Checks over his shoulder, sees Fotheringham coming in. Turns the puck over to Morton, and the puck escapes the zone. Poirier will just wind it back in. Skeltons from the right wing, long toss off the stick of Phillips and in deep. Cacciarelli trying to evade the pressure. Moves it forward off the stick of Hutchin. Exchanges with Poirier. Back to Hutchin. And his pocket's picked by Serrato. Here come the Wranglers with numbers. As Serrato pitches it towards the middle. Back to Serrato. And he scores! Sal Serrato gets his second of the game. And the Wranglers have a 3-0 lead. It's Serrato who forced the steal. Wranglers went the other way. A 3-man rush for Amarillo. A couple of quick passes later, and the puck's in the back of the net. And number 9 in blue has his second of the afternoon. So New Hampshire with some work to do now, down by 3, trying to salvage the showcase here and just get something, anything, heading back home. And so far they're 0-2 here at the showcase. Jacobson to take the draw in the near side of the Mountain King zone. Serrato now has goals 2 and 3 here on the season this afternoon. He's now tied for the team lead with 3 goals between Drez and McGuire, who scored earlier. So we'll see if we have a front runner in that department at the end of the afternoon. Andrew Morton with the primary assist. As Gelhar looks to get it back, passes in and out of the slot. Wranglers knock it out to the neutral zone where Aleslav will pick it up. The Swedish forward, able to escape the pressure, goes down. Wranglers keep the puck as Pesek has it. Will dish it over towards the left point for Hedquist, who finds Jacobson at that same wall. Pesek coming in to help out as well. Aleslav with it, now up top for Hedquist. Back down low for Jacobson. Tries to slide away from the pressure of Gelhar. Puck rotates over towards the far side wall where Aleslav will reverse it back towards the near corner for Jacobson. Jacobson trying to go back to Pesek. Aleslav there. Behind the net, sets up shot. Backhand try. Putting down the pad is Scopa. And he'll freeze with 15:03 left in the in the second. Sometimes you get into a routine and it's hard to break out of it. You say that so many times in the first period. You get to the second period and throws you out of the loop. Andrew Morton picks up the lone assist on the Serrato goal that came 3:48 into the second period. And for Morton, he's been a point-per-game player since joining the Wranglers this season. That's game number 4 for him, and he now has 4 points, 1 goal and 3 assists. Mountain Kings in deep. Centering feed. Softly tapped up to the high slot. Nobody there. Mountain Kings quick play. Driving towards the net. Can't get a shot off. As at the left point. Shot there is taken by New Hampshire. That was McDonough. Stopped by Lubomov. Patton intercepts a puck at his own blue line. Pounds it forward looking for Poor, but it'll be an icing call on the Wranglers with 14:26 left in the second. See, I got it that time. Face off deep in the Wranglers' end to the right of Lubomov on that far corner. Connor Patton, the former Philadelphia Little Flyer, will take the face-off and win it as the Wranglers have possession. Cole Robertson, man out of Winnipeg, will move it off the end wall to Fotheringham and out to the neutral zone. Mountain Kings looking to get it back. The Wranglers hanging on to it for the moment as they'll wheel it around towards the near side wall. Nobody home. Although crashing in there was McGuire trying to hem the Mountain Kings in, but New Hampshire able to force the puck back out into the Wranglers zone. Roenick working against Breyer. Rides back up the wall and reverses down low. Wanted Enktel. Puck went by him. Serrato, who's now on hat-trick watch, can't claim the puck as New Hampshire turns towards the goal. Puck bouncing between the circles. Roenick is there for a shot, and that never saw Lubomov as there was traffic out in front. New Hampshire again driving towards the goal. Pad save by Lubomov, and he freezes with 13:34 left in the period. Looked like that was kind of a wonky shot. I don't think that was the intended purpose of that puck going towards the net. I think if New Hampshire had it the way that they wanted to, it would be a shot with much more power, but it looked like it rolled off a stick and went towards Lubomov. Still dangerous nonetheless. As New Hampshire wins an attack, an offensive zone draw, and then quickly turns it over, but Kruhanis, trying to chip and chase to himself, accidentally pitches it into the Mountain Kings bench, and so he shakes his head in disappointment and stays out there for the ensuing face-off, which will be in front of the Mountain Kings bench in the neutral zone. New Hampshire wins the draw from the red line. They try and plug it in. Breyer gloves it down and chops it forward down towards Scopa, who is able to freeze with McGuire crashing the net at the end of that last sequence. Wranglers get a change. McGuire comes off. On comes Morley Phillips' line of Morton and Day, and now your two D-men are Hedquist and Sinclair. Morton booted out of the dot. Phillips will replace him. Off the draw, Wranglers with possession. An errant pass goes by Hedquist and down into the Wranglers' end. Sinclair able to get back in time to roll the puck out to the neutral zone, where the Mountain Kings will fling it back in to the far side wall. Hedquist loses the puck on the far wall. Mountain Kings looking to go to work. Puck bouncing towards Lubomov. A centering feed goes off a skate and into the near corner. Day trying to chip it towards the goal. It does get there, and another stop by Scopa is made with 12:37 left on the clock. Draw to the right of Scopa. It'll be Jacobson taking against Jackson Hone. Jacobson wins it. You'll have it now in the near corner. Tries to twist it behind the net, but takes a check from Solominski. Now, though, those two are tangled up behind the play, as Skeltons shuts down a play in his own end. Gets it out to center as Jacobson rejoins the play and throws a hit at the blue line and bumps the puck back into the Wranglers' favor. Long toss to the red line. Bounces back to the Wranglers. Now the Mountain Kings claim it in open ice. Skeltons throws a big hit there on Hone. I think if Skeltons had it a different way, he'd get a little bit more muscle on that hit. As now we get a whistle with 11:56 left in the second period. It looks like we got a penalty coming here, and it's going to go against the Wranglers. So things getting chippy there, and going to the box is Elaslav. And so the Mountain Kings will get their second power play opportunity of the afternoon. Elaslav in the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play, but for New Hampshire, this is an opportunity to climb back into the game, down by 3. No better time than now on the power play to get one back. Gelhar will take the draw against Gerhard on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Will Lubomov looks on between the pipes for the Wranglers for the first time this season. Mountain Kings off the draw, try and rip a shot It's blocked by Sinclair. He'll chase after the rebound. Mountain Kings to the middle. And fanning on a shot there was Kim Hilmerson. Hilmerson to the right side, down low. Racing after it was Gellar. He'll go behind the net. Hoop it up top. McDonough to Hilmerson and back to McDonough. Into open space, Bossy, a drive. A low liner is snagged by Lubomov for the stop. 31 seconds into the Mountain King power play. They're on to the left of Lubomov once more on the near circle. This time it's Gelhar against Phillips. Battle for it off the draw. Mountain Kings have it. Bossy from the right point. Over to Hilmerson. He'll go below the circle. Glide around the net. Almost has his pocket picked by Breyer, but he'll hang on. And now, Wranglers aggressively force the puck out to the neutral zone. McGuire very aggressive here. Shorehand, and it paid off as the Mountain Kings are now forced to reset. On the re-entry, it's McDonough dangling over towards the near side half wall. Up top, he's got Bossy for a shot. That's blocked by McGuire. Puck pops over towards the far side wall, and Morley Phillips sends it all the way down to Scopa for a Wrangler clear. McDonough overskates a pass there, and the Wranglers take advantage of it as Phillips applies some pressure, killing off more time as 35 seconds and counting remain on the Mountain King power play. Casciarelli to McDonald. Pitches it over to the left side. Now back up top for McDonald. He'll skate towards the net from the left circle. Centering feed off a leg. Back to McDonald. Now on the right side, it's Casciarelli. Returns it to McDonald at the half wall. And he'll bank it off that wall up to the line, and Casciarelli wasn't ready for it. And the Wranglers, off a Mountain King error, get a free clear. As the penalty expires now, Mountain Kings on the attack. As towards the net they go, and they can't get a shot off. Bouncing puck between the circles, and Lubomov makes a big stop as diving down to take that one was Zemanikis. Robertson in deep, forces a steal. Morton helping out over in the near corner. Gets it up to the left point for Fotheringham. Back down low. It goes by Robertson off the back of the net. And over to Drez in the far corner. Drez trying to shift towards his forehand. Gets pinned up against the wall. Somehow escapes the pressure. He's able to kick it over towards the left side for Fotheringham pinching down. A couple of Mountain Kings are there to meet him. The puck is able to squirm free, and the Mountain Kings will float it out to the neutral zone. They'll drive towards the net. That was Duhon trying to do it all. Wranglers defense puts an end to that. Stretch pass offline for Patton. And now the Mountain Kings turn up ice. Roenick will slip it down below the goal line for Anktel. Patton is there for the Wranglers. Sends Perrant down to the ground. And Fotheringham with it. Springs the Wranglers into motion. Sinclair on the left side. Gains the zone. Flings it down low. Pass is intercepted by the Mountain Kings. They'll roll out to center. So quick rushes here on both ends of the ice as Roenick enters on the right side. His shot denied by Lubomov. Stays in the zone on the left side as the Mountain Kings get pinned up on that far wall. Wranglers able to power the puck back out to center as Pesek gets hauled down by Perron. Mountain Kings with it. Solominski on the re-entry. Drops it off for Perron. He'll dance towards the middle. Drop it off for McDonough. He'll shoot, and it goes up and over the goal. Under 8 minutes left to go in the second period. Wranglers still lead 3-0. Elaslav from the left wing. It's directed towards the boards. Pesek in the middle takes a high hit there from Solominski. Thankfully, he's back up on his feet as a Wrangler shot goes wide from the far end and stays in. Pesek a long shot, snagged by Scopa for a stoppage with 7:38 left in the second. Well, for Pesek, that was close to being a pretty high hit. Looked like it caught him in the high part of the shoulder. Although those things happen so fast, it's hard to say, but Looked like he avoided anything major, but he'll probably be feeling that tomorrow. Hannes back out there, wins the draw. Serrato on the left side. Swings it behind the net. 2 Wranglers are there. Chiarenza able to escape the heat for the moment. Flings it over towards the far side. Wranglers keep it in as Breyer's there at the point. Over to Gerhard. He'll creep down to the half wall. Spin back up for Breyer. He'll bank it off the end wall and over towards the near corner. Chiarenza again able to escape the Wrangler forecheck. Get it out to center. As now time stops with 7:05 left in the second on a hand pass. So we're going to face off in front of the Wrangler bench. As the Wranglers coaching staff looks on, Taylor Harnett, Brandon Richardson, and Connor White. The coaching trio doing an excellent job for the Wranglers so far this season. Got to give them a lot of credit for the Wranglers' 5-0 start. And George Escamilla back there, the equipment manager as well, one of the best in the business. Seems like he knows every road in America like the back of his hand. He's like a human GPS. Brilliant mind he is. As the Wranglers see the puck go deep in their own ends and quickly exit as Day motors over the red line, drops it off for Phillips to his forehand. A shot goes over the goal, and the momentum carries the puck back out to the neutral zone. Gellar picks it up. He'll knife his way into the attacking end and quickly lose it to Morton. Poirier looking to hold it in. Puck is batted out of the air with a high stick, and looked like Trace Day wanted to wait for the Mountain Kings to touch it. He didn't wait long enough as the Wrangler touched the puck, and so now you get a stoppage with 6:28 left in the period. And the faceoff will come back into the Wranglers' end. We'll take a quick peek at the shot count in this game so far, particularly in this period. Lopsided in the first, 16-5 in favor of the Wranglers, but in the second, just 4 aside. So one of those for the Wranglers went to the back of the net. Sal Serrato's second of the afternoon. The other 3 were stopped by Skopa, and Lubomov, to this point, has remained perfect. Solominski over to McDonough. Shot goes off the stick of Pesek and into the netting. Another face-off, incoming. Guy Chiarenza here from the Super Rink in Blaine, where the Wranglers have a 3-0 lead over the Mountain Kings, the first ever meeting between these two clubs. Reminder that coming up after this period, we'll have the second intermission report. As Pesek gets tripped up off the draw, that draws a penalty, and the Wranglers will get their second crack at it on the man advantage this afternoon. Hilmerson takes a seat, 2 for tripping, and the Wranglers will look to end their power play woes and take a 4-0 lead. For Amarillo so far this season, just 1 power play goal, that coming in the season opener. Trace Day was the one who scored it. And ever since then, they've been doing some really good things on this power play, but just haven't been able to get it where they want it to be. As they win the draw, Serrato, with 2 so far today, walks the line, moves it to Gerhard on the right side, back to Serrato. They'll flip it over to the left for McGuire, stationed at the circle. Up top for Serrato, now back to the right side for Gerhard. Serrato once more from the blue line. McGuire, a one-timer from the left circle, is stopped by Skopa. Wranglers hold the puck in at the left side. Serrato with it, walks the line. Serrato today, he'll step in and shoot. It's blocked. Hannes is there. And the puck boomerangs back to Serrato at the line. Now Gerhard at the top of the right circle. Exchanges with Serrato. He'll creep down the wing. Now at the left side. McGuire to the middle. And they score! Trace Day on the power play makes it a 4-0 Wrangler lead. Precision passing from the Wranglers as they showcase their ability there. And Trace Day, who scored the first power play goal for the Wranglers this season in the opener, now has the team's second here in Blaine. The Wranglers, with that passing, absolutely dismantled the Mountain King penalty kill. And if you're the coaching staff, with all the power play woes the Wranglers have been having, that's got to put a smile on their faces. So the lead is now 4. 5:34 left in the second period. Scopa still between the pipes for New Hampshire as a long pass that Jacobson connects. Drops it off for a shot by Aleslav, and that's fought off by Scopa. Centering feed. Wranglers, Peshik towards the goal, and Scopa puts the pads down and freezes with 5:18 left in the period. Now afterwards, Peshik getting into it with a Mountain King in the near corner. As that was Rosenoff for New Hampshire. I was getting into it with the check forward in Peshik, who now goes off for a line change. Wranglers out there on this next sequence. Cole Robertson with Drez, Poor, Hedquist, and Skeltons. As Drez skates towards the middle, takes a shot. It goes off a stick and out of play. So we'll get another face-off on the near side circle. Mountain Kings win this one, get up to the line. Hedquist holds it in, dances around oncoming attackers, and deals it over towards the far side. New Hampshire able to catch up to it. Zemanikis and company try to get it out. Perrott has a glance off his skate. Hedquist diving, keeps it in the zone. But the Mountain Kings on the next sequence able to get it out and roll into the attacking end. Thunderous hit there by Skeltons. Sends a Mountain King down to the ice. Meanwhile, the Wranglers go the other way. As New Hampshire gets it back, rolls into the attacking zone. Zemanikis, who took that thunderous hit from Skeltons, draws a penalty as he was done on the attack with 4:28 left in the second. And now the Mountain Kings will head back to the power play. It's Fotheringham going to the box for the Wranglers. This is the most goals the Wranglers have scored in a game since their 5-2 win against Colorado on Friday last weekend. It's just the second time this season the Wranglers have scored 4 or more in a game. But hey, season's still young. It's a good sign for the Wranglers as Casciarelli on the man advantage. Rolls it behind the net for Roenick. Mountain Kings with it. Up top, it's McDonald with a shot. That goes off a stick and behind Lubomov. Mountain Kings trying to jam it in, unable to do so. Now from the left side, a quick shot there is turned aside by Lubomov. Puck in the far corner. Wranglers knock it out to center as it escaped the zone, as Alexander Duhon could not hold it in. Wranglers see the Mountain Kings enter on the left side. Roenick, backhand try, stopped by Lubomov with 1:17 left on the Mountain King power play. Draw to the right of Lubomov. Wranglers pelt it out to the neutral zone. McDonough tries to swing it back in, but delayed offside on the Mountain Kings. Wranglers will touch it up, throw it out to the neutral zone. Mountain Kings right back on their horse. Enter the zone. Bossy from the right point. Chips it around as the Wranglers try and blast it out once more, unable to do so. From the line, Bossy with it. The right side for a one-timer that hits iron, and nobody knows where the puck is except for Skeltons, who has it and gets it down for a Wrangler clear. I think on that last sequence, Skeltons was the only person in the building that knew where that puck was, and thankfully for the Wranglers, that was the case as he got the clear there, but rang off the pipe behind Lubomov and stayed out. The Mountain Kings with another try. Janest centering feed to Hilmerson, and it rolled off his stick to Lubomov, who freezes with 25 seconds left on the New Hampshire power play. And another convergence after the whistle. A couple of helmets come flying off. As McGuire and Gelhar going at it. Lubomov having a great game so far. We'll see the draw come to his right, as it'll be in the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Looks like Morley Phillips has been sent to the box for the Wranglers. Damon Bossy for New Hampshire. And looks like it'll be a 4-on-3 here, potentially. No 4-on-3. The penalties will offset to Bossy and Phillips. And so it remains a Mountain King power play for the next 25 seconds, and then Fotheringham comes out of the box, and we're back to even strength. Both the Wrangler and the Mountain King in the box, 2 for roughing. So the Mountain Kings looking to get to work. Having trouble here as Janest is pinned up against the far side boards. 2 Wranglers, 2 Mountain Kings are there. Janest from his knees tries to get things going, but eventually that play is blown dead for a hand pass. With 2:34 left in the second. So in 7 seconds, Fotheringham comes out of the box. Seems like it's been a long wait for him. A lot of whistles over these last couple of seconds here, but he's standing up in the box. He's ready to go. And then we'll be back to even strength, barring another penalty here. Draw in front of the Mountain Kings bench. It's Jacobson to take it and to win it. As Breyer, in open space, sends it down for one final Wrangler clear. And now we're back to even strength. Solominski from the near side. Feeling some pressure from Jacobson. Drops it back for McDonough. There's the Mountain Kings. Stretch pass to the neutral zone. Off the skate of Perrott. He catches up to it. His pass goes off a stick and into the arms of Serrato. Although the puck was on edge and he could not settle it down, Mountain Kings regain possession and turn up ice. Serrato knifes it away from the Mountain Kings at his own blue line. He's able to paddle it ahead twice as now Aleslav enters. Right side, Aleslav centering feed, Pesek, and looks like that somehow stayed out. As the puck tumbles towards Lubomov, he'll get a glove on that. Oh, was that close? And I think Skopa was able to get a blocker on that Pesek shot, but it looked like it was very, very close to finding a home in the top right corner of the net. But it remains a 4-0 Wrangler lead. And for Pesek, this is his second game in a Wrangler uniform this season. He played in the opener. The 2-1 shootout win against Oklahoma. Re-enters the lineup, and he's looked good so far today. Puck in deep in the Mountain Kings zone. 1:20 left in the period as the puck boomerangs back out to the neutral zone. Trace Day, nice on the back check, able to keep possession in the Wranglers' arms. Driving towards the net is Morton. He'll dangle Morton to the back door, and the pass did not connect. Wranglers keep possession, though, as Day has it at the blue line. Feeds Robertson at the point, and he'll drop it down low for Morton as we approach the final minute. of the second period. Mountain Kings softly chip it out to the neutral zone, just barely escape the zone. Wranglers back in as Morton takes a high hit from Hanscom. And he'll go to the bench. Ankle to the right wing. Feeds it around towards the far corner for Ankle. Or, well, make that, some other Mountain King. As the Wranglers take the puck away, it's hard to tell. I think that was Duhan. Ankle is the one who fed the pass there. Now, a spin move by Duhan does not work. And the Mountain Kings are offside there. So, neutral zone draw out the Wrangler blue line. Hannes will take it. Mountain Kings move forward, but they draw another penalty in the process. And New Hampshire, in the waning moments of the second period, will go back to the power play. As Hannes will take a seat for 2 for tripping. So to this point, the Mountain Kings 0 for 3 in the man advantage. Wranglers are 1 for 2. This is their 4th opportunity. We'll see if they can make the most of it. Although they only have 13 and 6/10 of a second to work with here at the tail end of the second period. If they do not score, they will have a boatload of time to work with at the top of the third. Wranglers able to jam the puck back down to Scopa. He'll have it, move it forward, but not enough time, as that's the end of the second period. So the Wranglers jump out to a big lead. 4-0 is the score. Sal Serrato has 2. We'll talk about all the events of the first 2 periods in a couple of minutes on the second intermission report, brought to you by Smoke Wagon Beard Balm. We'll talk about that, the scores from around the league, and what's to come in the third period here at the North American Hockey League Showcase. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes here in Blaine. Welcome back to Blaine, Minnesota. After 2 periods of play, it's the Wranglers up big, 4-0 over the Mountain Kings. As we bring you back here for the second intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages, one of our great sponsors this season. If you want to join the Wranglers, you can reach out online or contact us directly by email. My email is chiarenza@amarillohockey.com. Reach out for business inquiries there. We'll get you connected and set up for this season, as the Wranglers are still yet to play a home game. That will be on October 25th as the historic 11-game road trip rolls on. Of course, the 3 games here in Blaine are neutral site games, but, I mean, those still count as road games, right? I mean, we're away from the Budweiser bullpen. That's a road game in my book. 11 straight on the road to open the year, as the bullpen receives some upgrades to the cooling plant and new boards and glass. Saw it getting installed a little bit before we left, looking very, very good. So I'm super excited. Get your tickets online, panhandletickets.com, for the home opener on October 25th against the Colorado Grit. It'll be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. So, through 2 periods of play, the Wranglers have gotten 4 on the Mountain Kings. Sam Scopa started in net for the Mountain Kings. He's committed to go play at Quinnipiac, and really he's played a great game. The problem is that he hasn't had a whole lot of help in front of him, as the Wranglers have been getting some pretty good chances throughout the course of this game, and it did not take Amarillo long to get on the board as Sal Serrato cashed in. 1:57 into the first period. Carl Jacobson on the assist was driving towards the net. Got shut down by Scopa. Rebound popped out to Serrato. He goes upstairs for the score. And then later on in the first, McGuire picks up another tally, his 3rd of the season, from Gerhard and Skeltons to make it a 2-0 game. And for Emil Skeltons, that's his first point in the North American Hockey League. Congratulations to Emils. He's now on the score sheet here for the Wranglers this season, and he's known for being a good defensive defenseman, a great one, really, but showing a little bit of the offense there, getting the secondary assist, and he's been taking shots in this game as well. In the second period, again, Serrato not wasting a whole lot of time getting back on the board. 3:48 in. He picks up goal number 2 of the season, the time for the team lead with 3 on the year. Andrew Morton with the assist. And then later on the power play, Wranglers end their power play woes. Trace Day, 14:25 into the second period from McGuire and Gerhard. Precise passing for the Wranglers ends with a finish from Trace Day for the score to make it 4-0 Wranglers. And so that's where we stand through 2 periods of play as we peek in on some scores from around the league. North American Hockey League Showcase going on here, day 3 from Blaine, Minnesota. And some games that are currently active as we went over the scores from around the league that went final in the first intermission. Let's take a look at some of the ones that are going on right now. Oklahoma and Wisconsin, the Wendigo up by 2. 3-1's the score there. Late stages of the second period. Janesville and Johnstown going at it over at Rink 3 where we were yesterday. Janesville, another 2-goal lead there. Score is 3-1 over the Tomahawks. And then the Colorado Grit dueling with the Chippewa Steel. They're all deadlocked at 1 after 1 period of play. And then coming up later tonight, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays will take on the Springfield Junior Blues. Ice Rays off to a big start, 4-1 there. And then to end the night, it'll be the Shreveport Mudbugs taking on the U.S. National Team Development Program, what should be a very interesting tilt between the Mudbugs, who currently sit at 2-2, taking on a very formidable opponent in the development program. So that's what's coming up on the nightcap here from Blaine as the showcase continues on here for day 3. We'll get you back to our game in just a moment, as the Mountain Kings will start the 3rd period with 1 minute and 47 seconds of power play time to work with. We'll see if they can get something going, and they look to get their first goal of the game and maybe try and climb back into this contest and pick up at least a point or maybe more here in their final game of the showcase. For the Wranglers, they'll look to close this thing out in the 3rd, maybe add a little bit more to the score, and head into day 4 with a date against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs with a 6-0 record to close out the showcase. We'll be back from Blaine in just a few here on NATV. Both teams are set for third period action here in Blaine, Minnesota, where the Wranglers have a healthy lead at 4-0 entering the third over the Mountain Kings, who will have a minute and 47 seconds of power play time to open the third period of play as we get ready to drop the puck for the final period. And we're underway as the puck goes back down deep into the Mountain Kings' end. Hilmerson to the middle, goes off a leg and down deep. Nobody there except for Scopa, who stays in the game. A paddle up ahead for Hilmerson. And now racing after it in deep is Janess, although Sinclair beats him out to that race, and it'll be an icing on New Hampshire. 27 seconds in. Morley Phillips to take the draw to the left of Scopa. Mountain Kings win it. They'll turn up ice and will bring the reigning South Division Star of the Week, back-to-back weeks that is, Charlie Zolan onto the show. Charlie, thanks for joining us here.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Wranglers up to a healthy 4-0 lead as the Mountain Kings on the power play, trying to chip into that a little bit. As from the right point, the Mountain Kings with it, move it down to the half wall. New Hampshire from the line. A shot there by Bossy, rings iron and stays out. Battle for it at the half wall. Mountain Kings trying to drive towards the net. They'll slip it over to the left wing. An open space. It's McDonough to the middle there. And Lubomov makes a quick save on a dangerous chance in the slot. They'll jockey for it at the wall. And now Sinclair gets a clear there. All the way down to Scopa. 24 seconds left on the Mountain King power play. Charlie, thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You know, the team's been playing very well today. The penalty kill has continued to block shots, and it's looking phenomenal, and hoping to get a couple more goals and finish the day off with a win.
Shot by Duhon goes over the net, and now behind the cage. Mountain Kings with it, up to the left point. Casciarelli holding it in. As now the puck escapes the zone, Wranglers get another clear. We're back to even strength as Hannes will chase after it. We'll go around the goal. Reinforcements coming off the bench as the Wranglers were in the middle of a line change. And so now New Hampshire will pick up the puck here. Well, so far, Will Lubomov has had an excellent start to his North American Hockey League career. What have you seen from the Wranglers' defense that have helped him out here so far today?
Well, we just kept everything to the outside so far. I mean, our defensemen have definitely done a good job managing the rush. I don't think they've gotten a single chance off the rush, and you know, we've had a couple of penalties, but I feel like that's a story of our year so far, and we've been killing all of them, so it doesn't really matter.
And for you, I mean, giving props to the defense there, and they've been phenomenal, but you've been on an absolute heater yourself. What has worked for you so far to start this season?
Just been focusing on stopping the puck, and that's my job. And you know, I just trust my D. My defensemen have been great. Everyone's blocking shots. I mean, sometimes I gotta make a couple breakaway saves and something like that, but I think that's my job, and I just gotta keep the puck out of the net, and I just let everything else happen.
Puck rolls in on Lubomov off a face-off, and so we'll get another one here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the third. Pesek on that last sequence went to the box. So the Mountain Kings, fresh off a unsuccessful power play attempt, go back for another try. This will be their 5th of the afternoon.
Yeah, Lubomov just looked comfortable so far, and that's a hard thing to do in your first junior start. So props to him. Definitely very proud of him.
And so we saw in the first period, limited amount of shots from the Mountain Kings on Lubomov. As a goalie, is that something that you want to see kind of ease into the game, or would you rather see a flurry early on?
It definitely just depends on the goalie, and really, you know, it depends on, like, where you've been and, like, what you're used to. But, like, last game against Maryland, I thought I didn't get a lot of shots. I only had, like, 3, I think, in the first period. And honestly, I thought that was a little difficult, but you know, it's up to you as a goalie to kind of just get yourself into it and just mentally just focus on just stopping the puck and keeping it out of the net. And that's why And that's the $1,000,000 question, is how to keep the puck out of the net. So.
Well, Lubomov doing a good job there. 2 dangerous sequences on that last play, but there he was making some big stops. Makes another there with a glove save to stop time with 16:41 left in the third and 1:07 left on the Peshek penalty. Long road trip here, Charlie. What do you do to keep locked in on a road trip like this? Kind of just keep a level mind.
Just gotta enjoy being with the fellows and stay positive about everything. Not everything's gonna go your way. I mean, just like socially, mentally, and even physically, sometimes you're not gonna feel too well, and that's just the life on the road. And you just gotta keep a level head and just focus on doing your job and coming out here and enjoying hockey. You know, you gotta love the logo, you gotta love the game, and you gotta play for your teammates.
Talk about loving the logo. We'll ask you a question a little bit here, but the Mountain Kings on the attack, and they score a one-time shot from the high slot, and that will be Kim Hilmerson breaking the shutout attempt for Lubomov to make it 4-1.
It still has had a great game so far. Definitely needs to stay positive about that. I think the team needs to wake up a little bit after 4 minutes of 2 penalty kills and some sloppy play. You know, I know we've not dominated the New Hampshire Mountain Kings so far, but definitely can play a little bit better hockey at the start of this third period.
Mountain Kings get on the board for the first time. A little under 4 minutes into the third. Make it a 3-goal game. And so, that goal comes for Kim Hilmerson to break the shutout attempt for Will Lubomov. Although, as you mentioned, Charlie, still playing a great game. Mountain Kings on the attack, trying to get another one, but they're forced back out to center. Hilmerson from Poirier and Chiarenza is the Mountain Kings score. As the puck is twisted towards the near side wall. Wranglers work it out to the neutral zone. Bodies converge there. Everybody wants a piece of that puck, and New Hampshire's got it. Zemanikis over to his D partner, and now forward pass offline for Roenick, but no icing. As the Wranglers catch up to it in the far corner. Serrato swats at it, gets it to Hannes, and here he goes. Hannes on the left wing, cutting towards the net, has it knocked off his stick. Nice defensive play there by Hascom. As the puck rolls back out to the neutral zone, and the Wranglers will have to reload.
Sloppy.
Mountain Kings get a steal from the right side. A shot there is kicked away by Lubomov. And in the jam towards the net, he'll get it and hang on with 14:52 left in the second. So on that last play, what do you see there? I mean, 2 teams just trying to take the puck and go the other way. You said sloppy. What would you have liked to see on that last play?
Breyer did get the puck, and he's on a late shift, and he probably wanted to change, but I think we need to have more patience with the puck, find the post, and just get the puck deep. You know, that's been a big problem. I know we're 5-0, looking to be 6-0 after tonight, but we definitely at times can be smarter with the puck, gaining the blue line, and also keeping the puck into the other zone. And another great save by Lubomov right there. He's had a phenomenal, great third period, and yeah, he's just keeping us in the game so far in the third.
Mountain Kings being very aggressive here in the third. They don't want to come home after the showcase 0-3 here on the road in Blaine. They want to try and salvage something out of this, and they're knocking on the door here. Lubomov with a couple of quick saves on that last sequence. The Mountain Kings from center lob it in deep. Catching up to it is Fotheringham. They'll roll it over towards the far wall for Gerhard. Pitches up to the line, but it's held in. And there's Hannes stymieing the Mountain Kings and going the other way. He button hooks at the top of the left circle, tries to pitch it towards the middle. But there's New Hampshire to step in and quickly go on a line rush. Skelton's able to stick it out to center ice. Good play there from the Latvian. Forces New Hampshire to re-enter. Chiarenza has it knifed away by Skelton's again. What a shift he's having. As he gets it out to the neutral zone. And Chiarenza and the Mountain Kings will look to break out. Perron has the puck roll off his stick. Back out into the Mountain Kings zone, so the Wranglers will get a partial change as McGuire comes off and Phillips comes on. Day on the forecheck. Sees Bossy stationed behind his zone net to get a lay of the land and see what unfolds. 13-16 left in the third period here. Wranglers are that much time away from, if this score holds, improving to 6-0, and that'll tie them for the best start in franchise history, set 2 years ago. But there's still a lot of hockey left to be played from now and then. As behind the net, it's Hayden Hedquist feeding the puck towards the right side for Skeltons as he motors over the red line and over Mountain King Blue, tries to cut towards the net, gets stymied by Tommy McDonough. And so the Wranglers will have to reset here. Serrano up to Morton. He'll drive towards the goal. He's forced to the outside. Takes a shot from the near corner, goes off the side of the net and out of play for a whistle with 12:27 left in the third. Sal Serrato having a great game himself, 2 goals here. Charlie, what's it like having a guy like that play in front of you? Kind of a two-way defenseman, offensive-minded, but also very solid defensively as well.
Yeah, he's a great stick off the rush. You know, when someone enters the zone, the stick is honestly one of the most important things as a defenseman, because it's always thought of as the physicality of the game, but having a great stick helps as well. And he definitely has good stick placement, and it helps a lot getting shots to the netting.
Serrato trying to do something that hasn't been done since 2022. Wranglers not scored a hat trick since Rahard Simonovics did it against Odessa on October 21st back in 2022. Wranglers ended up winning that game 8-6. As an arm is raised here, we're going to get a penalty with 11:55 left in the third.
I'm definitely excited to see what that line of Swedes can get done by the end of the year. It's definitely a different game of hockey coming over from Europe, and just seeing those guys in practice, and Pesek, Oleslav, and Jacobson, they're all probably some of our most skilled players, and once they get used to the American game of speed over patience, I think they're going to beat some of our best players, and that's helping my theory about the fact that we only have upside from here, so that's good.
Wranglers on the power play. Gelhard in the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking. So for the Wranglers, they scored a power play goal earlier. That was Trace Day on the Wranglers' 4th goal. They'll look to add to that total here today as Gerhard button hooks on the near wall, gets it up top for Serrato, dishes it to Gerhard on the right side, back up top, Serrato a drive, and a save made there by Scopa. Stops time with 1:34 left on the power play. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the guys coming from overseas, the 2 Swedes, Oleslav and Jacobson, and then Pesek. I was talking to Pesek the other day, and he said, yeah, it's a little bit of an adjustment coming over from Europe, adapting to the American game, but it looks like he's playing his best game so far today. He's had a couple of really good chances here this afternoon. Serrato from the high point moves it to the right side as Gerhard misses on a one-timer, and the momentum carries the puck back out to the neutral zone. Serrato right down the middle, gunning towards the goal as it knocked off his stick. The Mountain Kings will blast it all the way back down to Lubomov for a clear with 1:08 left on the power play. Day from the right side, cuts towards the net, will end up going around it as the puck ends up on the stick of Hannes on the left wing. They'll make a move, cut below the circle, feed it up towards the right point for Gerhard. Bouncing puck is settled down, but not before it escapes the zone. Wranglers have to reset here. As Hannes, on his forehand, moves towards the middle for a shot that goes high and wide. And the Mountain Kings will poke it out to center and create a rush the other way. 2-on-1 developing is on the right side. A shot there is taken, and the rebound goes wide. Lubomov, a big save there. Now Hannes and the Wranglers charge up ice, still on the power play for the next 15 seconds. As Hannes cuts towards the goal. Day is there for a one-time shot from the right circle, but it goes wide, and the momentum carries it back down to Lubomov. Wranglers get almost a wholesale change here. Mountain Kings kill off the penalty. We're back to even strength with 9:52 left in the third. Wranglers still lead 4-1. Sinclair over to Serrato. Long pass goes in deep. for an icing with 9:41 left in the third frame. So as a goalie, Charlie, what's going through your mind when you see these rushes going the other way? You get chances on one end, and then next thing you know, the play's coming back towards you. What are you thinking in that moment?
You always just got to be ready for when the puck comes in your end. So you just kind of need to know when you have external versus internal focus. And it's really just being ready for when the puck kind of just crosses the red line.
Shot there off the iron at the line by New Hampshire. It's about the third time they've hit the post here this afternoon. As Serrato towards the goal gets broken up. As the Mountain Kings roll it back into the Wrangler end. From center, the Mountain Kings move it forward, but not for long, as Morton drives towards the net. He'll shoot, stopped by Scopa. Rebound comes back to Morton on the left wing. Gets it to Fotheringham. Moves it down low, now up high. Morton, a shot that's blocked by McDonald. He'll carry it out of his own end. He wanted to go over the Wrangler line, but he gets stymied there. New Hampshire entering down the middle. Duhon carefully over to the right side. And it's going to be a penalty on the Wranglers here.
Dressed with the cross check behind the play as Maury Phillips gets tripped and slashed. And I feel like the Wranglers are just getting a little frustrated with some of the chippy play of Mountain Kings.
Good eye here, as Drez is in the box, and so the Wranglers go back to the penalty kill. And what have you seen with this Wranglers penalties kill, just not today, but really over the course of the season? What kind of work have they been doing out in front of you here?
We love blocking shots. I mean, I've seen kids just dive face first to go block shots. I mean, that's something special to see. Like, there's something about being in the shot lane versus actually wanting to block shots, and we have that commitment. We want to block shots. We want to keep the puck out of the net, and we'll do anything. Some of the kids will even sacrifice a couple teeth for it.
Draw to the left of Lubomov. Mountain Kings win it. So far today, the Wrangler penalty kill has been phenomenal. See if they can keep it up as Perron on the left side whistles a shot wide of Lubomov. It's held in on the right wing. Centering feed off the stick of Janest. Now on the right wing, Mountain Kings playing catch. Back to Perron on the left side. It's forced to the corner, and now the Mountain Kings rotate it to the right wing. McDonough off the wall, up top, and now over to the left side for Perron. Moves it back to the right side for McDonough, and into the middle. Goes off the stick of a Wrangler and out of play with 1:19 left on the penalty to Drez. 7:52 left in the third period, and then we talked about blocking shots. Well, the Wranglers doing a good job of getting sticks on pucks there. Forces a face-off to the left of Lubomov. Morton will take it against McDonald, and he will win it. And Breyer will slam it to the right wing, but not out. Mountain Kings from the line diagonally toss it towards the near corner. Now up top, Day being a thorn in New Hampshire's side, able to force them back into their own end, but got another penalty here with 7:33 left in the third, but this one is going to go against New Hampshire with 1 minute left on the penalty to Drez. So some 4-on-4 action here from Blaine.
See Jacobson and Serrato both out there. Hopefully they can use their speed to beat some guys now that there's more space on the ice, especially because it is a wider rink, I would say, and there's also a lot of space behind the net. The length isn't really the issue, but if you look behind the net, there's plenty of space, and it's an extra, I'd say, good 5 or 10 feet side to side.
We'll see if the Wranglers can take advantage here as Duhon's in the box, 2 for interference. And we get some open ice here for a minute. And there's Serrato. You just talked about him. He motors to the neutral zone, enters on the right side, swings it towards the middle, crashing the net was Jacobson. The two guys you just mentioned, good call there. But Scopa and the Mountain Kings put an end to that and forced the Wranglers back into their own end. Jacobson with it now. Turns up ice, gains center red, and now New Hampshire blue. From the left wing, he'll deal it around to the right corner for Peshek. Although the Mountain Kings get a stick on it, get out to the neutral zone. Check is thrown, Mountain Kings the other way. Chiarenza wanted to receive a pass there, just about a half a foot in front of him. Otherwise, he would have been streaking towards the net. Luckily for the Wranglers, they have possession here as Serrato will start the next breakout as the Wranglers are now on the power play for the next 55 seconds. Sinclair from behind the net, keeps his head up, looks for a pass, active stick there, breaks it up, but bouncing puck goes to McGuire, the initial intended receiver. We'll deal it back to McGuire and off the wall to Sinclair. He gains the red line, enters the zone, wanted to go to the right wing, but the Wrangler was a step ahead for an offside call with 25 seconds left on the power play and 5:57 left in regulation.
Feels as the Wranglers are just trying to get this game over with instead of trying to go on the offensive, and you know that's never really a good idea, but we are up 4-1, and I feel like we are a much dominant team, bigger team, as you see Phillips and Hanscom get after. I know those are two aggressive kids, as I've played against both of them and played with both of them. So
that's one of the things about the showcase is you see a lot of guys that normally you wouldn't see, and for you and other players alike, you get to see some guys that you either played against or played with a couple of years ago or sometime in your youth. Morton on the right wing, in the waning moments of the power play, stops in the corner, loses his balance, tries to swing it over to McGuire, but the Mountain Kings get one last clear, and we'll be back to even strength as out of the box comes Duhon. So you would rather the Wranglers stay on the attack here late in this game as opposed to just trying to ride this thing out?
yeah, I mean, Wayne Gretzky would say it. I think best offense is the best defense is a good offense. So when you possess the puck, you make less mistakes. You give the other team less opportunities. So we really just need to be smarter with the puck, get pucks deep, and use our forecheck, which is probably the best part of our game as a team.
Laurent circling like a hawk from the high slot, takes a shot that's blocked by Breyer. How good has he been with those? As Drez from the right wing threes it to the middle, and it leaped over the stick of McGuire. He's looking for his second of the afternoon.
McGuire's definitely been on fire as of late. It's a goal today, goal yesterday. I mean, no matter where the goal is, even if it is from the blue line, the goal is a goal, so.
He'll take it. He's currently riding a 5-game point streak that he extended today with his goal. So Corson will go for 6 tomorrow as the Wranglers take on the Fairbanks Ice Dogs on the final day of the North American Hockey League Showcase. Early one, 9 a.m. It'll be a quick turnaround for the Wranglers here at the Showcase. Mountain Kings on the right wing take a shot, loop him off the save, and Breyer crashed into the net, knocked it off its post, so we'll get a stoppage with 4:26 left.
I got to watch Fairbanks play before the game here, and they did look a little smaller, but they're skilled, and they have some aggressive players, and they can put the puck in the net, they can crash the net. They're a good team, so I'm excited to watch that game tomorrow.
Wranglers and the Ice Dogs, we'll see it tomorrow. Actually, Fairbanks, you're right, was playing on this rink right before the Wranglers. In fact, they got a late one to win over Rochester 2-1, I believe with about 30 seconds left to go. And so they will duel it out. Ice Dogs off to a pretty good start this season. Should be a good game. You can catch it on NATV or listen in to our audio feed on YouTube. As Serrato hacks the puck with a little bit of help up to the right point in his own end. Mountain Kings feed it towards the goal and into the near corner. Connor Patton there for the Wranglers, the Pennsylvania native, pinned up against the boards as the puck squeaks free. Robertson slips it up to Poor in the neutral zone. He'll dish it to Serrato. He'll streak towards the net. He hits the deck as McDonough checked him. And the puck will go to the Mountain Kings. Solominski glances it off the stick of Hilmerson and down towards Lubomov. They'll keep the play rolling. Tap it towards the near side as Jacobson takes a check, is bumped off the puck, and Hone takes a shot. And the glove save is made by Lubomov. Very sharp save there for another Pennsylvania native. Shots in the third are 9-3 in favor of New Hampshire. Lubomov has certainly been at his busiest here in the third, as New Hampshire's offside there. But really seemed like not a lot of action in the first period, but there were some good chances for the Mountain Kings. Lubomov stood tall, and it seems like as the game has gone on, he's just been dialed in.
Yeah, I feel like we've also done a good job in the second period of limiting their second chances, and that's a big key on him, and good job. And controlling the puck is a big part of goaltending.
Fotheringham dealing with Perrant in the far corner. Play shifts over to the half wall. Puck is wedged free up to the point. Looked like it was almost going to be held in, but it does escape the zone, and the Mountain Kings pound it back down to Lubomov, who plays the puck to Fotheringham as we're in the final 3 minutes of the third. Mountain Kings on the right side, looking to get another here. As Hone looks a shot, goes off a stick and wide of Lubomov. Hone chops at it. Behind the net is Jacobson. Sticks flying everywhere. As Alislav gets it, we'll move it to Sinclair, and upwards he goes. Over the blue line, Will Sinclair chops it off the end wall, hits the back of the net softly. Mountain Kings able to evade Morton and streak up ice. That's Perron. He'll dip towards the middle. From the left side, take a shot. Lubomov got a piece of it for the save. As New Hampshire regains possession in the near corner. That's Perron. Morton trying to slide it out of the zone. Ends up in a puck battle on the near side boards. Squeaks over to Alislav, who just blasts it out to center. Makes no mistake there with 1:40 left in the third. Morton passes offline for Phillips, who is streaking ahead. And so that'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 1:29 left in regulation. Wranglers on their way to a 6-0 start that ties a franchise record. They'll go for the best, looking to go 7-0, a perfect run at the Showcase tomorrow against Fairbanks. Draw on the near circle. Mountain Kings win it. As Duhon's in the middle for McDonald. Tries to dive around Day, but Wranglers make a nice play and get it up to the line, but not out. Shot there is taken off the leg of Morton. And Day will help the puck out to the neutral zone, and Morton will collect it. They'll move down the middle, pitch it to the right side for Phillips. Backhands it to Serrato for a shot, and a glove save is made there by Scopa. Well, Serrato coming so close to that hat trick. Time running out. He'll head to the bench. We'll see if he gets another crack at it. And what has been a healthy offensive day for the Wranglers, and really a good defensive day as well. Holding the Mountain Kings to just 19 shots in this game. Stellar performance from Lubomov. There's a lot to like all around.
Win's a win.
You'll take it, and the Wranglers will certainly have a lot of smiles in their faces on the locker room after this one. As Genest wanted to connect with Hilmerson, goes off his stick and in deep. We're in the final minute of the game, 48 seconds and counting. As Gelhar tries to filter it towards the middle, goes off a couple sticks to Gerhard. He'll gain the red line, pump it into the attacking zone, off the end wall to McDonough. And the Mountain Kings having some trouble on the exit. As time winds down, Genest, Solominski, McDonough stretch pass, picked off by Fotheringham. Now up ahead is Tristan Poor. He's able to cut his way into the attacking zone. Not much more as the puck is slapped out of his grasp towards the near side. We're still on the attack, looking to get the puck back. Forces it back into the Wranglers' hands in the neutral zone. And hanging on is Hedquist, and that will do it. Wranglers win 4-1 here on day 3 of the showcase. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Hugs and smiles all around as the Wranglers improve to 6-0 for the second time in franchise history. And Charlie, a lot to like there. The Wranglers score 4 goals, and the Mountain Kings only held to 1 goal. Lubomov, very impressive performance. What'd you like here?
Loved how we got out to a quick start and dominated in the first period. Same thing with yesterday. First periods were so key to setting the momentum, and in the second period we kept it going. I always love to see Lubomov and starting goalie just get his first win in the first game, and I mean now we're 6-0 in the start, and that's just phenomenal.
Was there anything that you said to him to kind of prepare him for this game, or just kind of give him any advice?
Just go stop the puck.
Well, that's the best advice you can give, and you've done a really good job of doing that so far this season. Congratulations on the hot start. What's it been like for you to join the Wranglers this season and just kind of make headlines with how good your play has been?
You know, it's been great support. Taylor's been an awesome coach, and the coaching staff's been phenomenal so far, and I'm loving Amarillo, so I'm glad to have an opportunity to go do what I love to do, and is play hockey, and it's been a great couple weeks so far.
We're happy to have you here, and we're happy to have you here on the Wranglers live game here on NATV and YouTube. Thanks for joining us for the third period, Charlie. We'll hope to see you again, although I think I like it better when you're in net, no offense, because you do a great job stopping pucks in there. So that'll do it for here at the showcase. Wranglers win 4-1 against New Hampshire on day 3. They'll head into day 4 looking to stay perfect against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs at 9 o'clock Central. You can catch that game on NATV or listen in on YouTube. Once again, the final score from Blaine, the Wranglers 4 and the Mountain Kings 1. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying so long from Blaine. We'll see you back again for day 4.